Dave, after yesterday's game, you talked about how Jaden Schwartz provided a burst for your team and tried to get that momentum going. If he plays tomorrow, it's going to be his 100th postseason game. Just what has he meant to your club, particularly in the playoffs?
Well, you can look back on the history of his playoff performances, and you see what kind of a impact player he is. He's obviously been an important guy, no matter what team he's been on. He has that ability to elevate to the intensity of the moment, the intensity of the playoff level. And he did his best to do that last night, and drag us along. It wasn't quite enough.
With Grubauer, and I know it wasn't all him last night, but how confident are you that he's going to bounce back?
I don't know. I don't know that there's really a bad goal there. Right? So, I mean, there's different situations why you make a change. Gruby's been rock solid for us. He's been better than rock solid. So, we wanted to get Jonesy in there. The score was stretched out. Good opportunity to get Gruby out and get Jonesy some minutes. So, yeah, we've got all the confidence in the world in Gruby.
Going back to your question about just talking about Jaden Schwartz, we talk about guys like Jordan Eberle and Yanni Gord a lot in terms of leadership in the locker room, but he obviously also wears a letter. What do you think he brings to this team in the locker room?
You're Schwartzy? Yeah. Well, I mean, he's everybody goes about it in a different way. I mean, he's a veteran leader on this hockey team, and like I said, everybody has a different style of leadership, and Schwartzy's the way. He's a guy that, I mean, everybody loves Schwartzy. He's just an awesome guy. You ask any of his teammates, any of his former teammates, he's a really well-liked guy for a good reason. But at the core of that is how much they trust him as a teammate and as a player. That's the very best teammate is the one that goes out and competes extremely hard and gets the job done. That's the best teammate.
With Jared McCann, I believe I read correctly that he started last night on the fourth line, ended back in his usual spot. But how much does that help getting him back in any respect, but also just kind of the balance on the lines and everything?
Yeah, he really didn't. I mean, he didn't land in his. He moved up and down the lineup a little bit. Mm-hmm. He played the game with Donato and Tanev. As you'd expect, coming off a couple-week layover, jumping into this level. His game improved as the 60-minute hockey game wore on, and we look for him to continue doing that. He's obviously an important player for us, and a guy that fits in well with a lot of the areas that that we need him in: power play, penalty kill, as well as 5-on-5.
Dave, do you expect him to stick with Donato and Tanev next game? Have you thought through that yet?
I wouldn't comment on that, even if I had made the decision, which I actually probably have made the decision, but no, it's not something we'll talk about today.
I had to try.
Yeah.
Do you have an update on Daniel Sprong at all?
I don't. Not other. Same as yesterday.
Dave, you mentioned the score being stretched last game. If someone didn't watch the games and just looked at the box scores, each team has a big second period. Each team builds out a big lead and goes on to win the game. Do you see each side making adjustments? Are the games closer than maybe the scores are reflecting in your mind?
Game 3, the second period was closer. I mean, we capitalized on our opportunities and on our chances. Last night's second period, there's a lot of things going on in that period, from a couple of interesting calls to them being quicker than us and us being I said after the game I thought we arrived late in a lot of the spots, defensively as well as offensively. So that's probably the biggest thing for me in that period.
Yeah. Cool.